All right, here we go. There we go. We are now being streamed. We are live. We are live. We are live. Welcome to Rolling with the Times Live, everyone. I'm your co-host, Monica Sharice, and we have Rollo on tap as well. Hey, Rollo, how are you
Hey,
doing?
how's everybody?
All right, all right.
Hi.
And so the first thing we always do as we start is to share what we are about. So Rolling with the Times Live is the voice of Rollaway Productions LLC, which is a company of professional skaters who perform, teach, and produce media content so we may change the world through roller skating. Rollaway Productions is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, or institution, except its nonprofit, Art in Motion, Inc., or AIM. It does not wish to engage in any controversy. Our primary purpose is to change the world through roller skating. So this show airs every other Tuesday. So welcome, welcome everyone. Those of you who are with us in the Zoom, as well as those who are on the live stream page, or those now or who come later. We are now in March, and there are significant topics for this month. So, first of all, we have Women's History Month. Tomorrow, March 8th, is International Women's Day, and March is also Mental Health Awareness Month. Now, this particular stream is going to be on Women's History Month and International Women's Day. It's aligned with that theme. And then later on in 2 weeks, that particular stream will deal with Mental Health Awareness Month. We'll address that in some way, somehow. Okay, so with that said, let me just check in. We do have a skater here with us. Amber, yes, how are you doing? Are you still there, Amber?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, I'm in the gym.
Oh, she's in the gym. Okay, good for
Oh
you.
my goodness. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, very dedicated. I love it. Well, look, here's the thing. I wanted to make tonight's gathering a little different, a little fun. Okay. Because when it comes to women's issues, number one, they are very heavy and weighted issues, right? We have gender inequality. We have all kinds of injustice going on, as well as achievements and accomplishments and everything. So, how can we take all of that and make it some informative and make it fun? So, here's what I was thinking to have a trivia game. The prize would be a free skate class specifically from moi, okay, to the winner. And the way we're going to do this is I have, well, when we start the game, because there's some other information I want to give you first, but we have 20 questions, not that we're going to get through all questions. I'm going to ask Rollo to pick a question or pick a number, and then that's going to tell me which question to read. And that is going to be your question. I'm also going to post those questions on the live stream page. And that way, those of you who are watching through the stream, right, you'll be able to participate, whether you're watching now or later. And then also, Amber, I know you're in the gym now, but if anyone else comes on the live, you can drop your answers either in the chat, but you can also do it on the live stream page as well. So you have options. And what I'll be doing is checking the answers, okay, in 48 hours time. That means this Thursday night, 8 p.m. I'm going to check and see. I'm going to see who was the first person to provide the correct answers to the questions that we asked. Whoever that person is, the first person, we have a Tanya Johnson coming in the room. The first person is the one who is going to get the free skating class from me. So that's how it's going to go. Now, in order to buy a little bit more time to allow for people who may be coming in, and also to give some just some information, some background on Women's History Month, a few facts, as well as International Women's Day. I'm going to take care of that first, then we'll pop into the game. And if we have some conversation along the way, that's great too. Okay. So, with that said, as I was preparing for tonight, I was actually doing an honest, like, self-assessment as a parent. Okay. Parents who are listening. Okay. What have I done? How much have I done to highlight women's history in my household? Okay. Now, whether that's just women as a whole, or if we want to make it more specific, Black women's history, or, depending on whatever ethnicity you want to focus on. And what I realized is that very much, I believe that I did what a lot of parents do, and that is, expose the children to some things, but not make it a very conscious and deliberate part of the cultivating of our children. And we kind of figured that they'll just get it in school, So what do you think about that? I mean, like, what are your thoughts around women's history, whether it be Black women's history, just women's history as a whole, that kind of information? As a dad, Rollo, is that something that, and I know you have daughters. So what have you done on that? What are your thoughts, I guess I should say?
What are my thoughts on women's history?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gee. Let me think about that, because that's not a topic that I really consciously think about.
Mm-hmm.
I think that women are under-recognized for a lot of what they do. Well, especially like, okay, let me just talk about my household. Okay. So as the head of the house of a Christian family, I think sometimes I can overlook all the things that my wife do here in the house. You know what I'm saying? All the duties that she performs.
Mm-hmm.
And not just inside of the house, but outside of the house too. It's not limited to the house. She was also going to work at one time, working during the day, and we were sharing the responsibility of picking up my daughter. But I would say, I don't know. I just think that they're underrated as housewives. And in the business world, they take charge, man. I mean, they take charge. Yeah. I think the most shrewd, there's a saying that Black women are the most shrewd business people there is. I don't know how true that is, but that might have something to do with, like the background, slavery, and the Black man not being there, and the woman needing to be more strong and independent, and but that's pretty much how I see it. I see that a woman's role, they can multitask. It's not like a man, I can't multitask like my wife. I think of one thing at a time, one thing at a time. I knock that out, but I don't know. I think women are, they're underrated.
Mm-hmm.
But I would think it would be best to ask a woman, because it's not fair to me to even try to assess that, because I don't actually feel what you guys are feeling. So I can't really put myself there. So what I'm saying might be surface. I don't know.
Well,
yeah.
I think what I'm getting to as far as like discussion, and by the way, this is a total tangent. I was just like, I felt that. Like, okay, wait a minute. You know, this is an opportunity just to have a mini discussion before we jump into the game.
Mhm.
So pardon me for that. I mean, that wasn't a planned tangent, but an important one. I think that when it comes to like women's accomplishments, women's contribution, women's history, women's issues, um, yeah, okay, women's issues. Okay, if you can mute yourself unless you're speaking, and that way the camera will stay on. Actually, let me do it this way. Boom, make sure it shows everybody on the live stream. Okay, I think that'll be better. So, is that women's history is everybody's history. Everybody has a mother.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Everyone came from a mother. So, just like we say that Black history is everybody's history because our contributions, our genetic strain, if you will, is the cradle of everybody. And then on top of that, our contribution to the world affects everybody. So it's a topic that's important for all of us to talk about, whether we're women or men. I was just thinking about that. And I was also just checking myself. Um, one story, and then we'll open it up and see if Tawana D, and that's Mrs. World to everybody. She's in the house. We have Amber who's still here. When I was 18, my mom had asked me, there was something she said, I don't even know why it was relevant, but she's something, 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 and she's mentioned Pearl Bailey. And me, I do faces better than names. So when she said the name, it didn't bring anything in my head. And I said, who? Because I was trying to like get who she was talking about. I didn't have a visual association. And she, looked at me like, girl, you better learn your history. And me, being Miss Direct Sass, said, well, you ought to teach me. You ought to teach me. Needless to say, that didn't go down that well. However, because of how I said it, but really, I think that's what happens in our households a lot. We're busy, we're working, we're doing our thing, we're striving to survive and thrive and all of that. We know our women are important. We know we're the heart of the home. We know our daughters are precious. Uh, Women hold up half of the sky. That's a Chinese saying. Okay, we're doing it together, and yet then we don't focus on it. So this is, yeah, that's just something that's in my head that we could do more. Amber and Mama Tawana, have you guys ever, like, what has been your experience learning about women's history or international, just anything coming up? Did you learn a lot did you learn much at home or more at school? Maybe that would be a good question to take.
Hey Monica. Um, I did not learn a lot of women's history growing up. What I did learn was mostly white women. Um, and to piggyback off of what you were saying, I think we would have really progressed as a society when it's just our history, like, because I think the danger in having Women's History Month or Black History Month or, Asian American History Month is that if you're not part of that group, you just close your ears and you go, well, that's for them. That's not for me. And like you were saying, it's all of our history. And the beauty of this country is diversity. And, the women's suffrage movement, pretty much started here, and it changed everything about our society and how we live, and so I think we should definitely know more. And I don't though, like I probably can't name very many names. I have a very like brief outline of what happened.
Okay, thank you. Mama Tawana, did you want to say
Hi
anything?
fam. Yes, yes. I learned quite a bit of women's history, and it mostly was, my mother educating us about our own women of our family, the great things that they've done. And coming up, I can remember you having Black History Month, and they would name so many of the people that have come through Black history, and especially women and men. But in the household, I learned more of who I am and who my people are, as far as my mother and everyone's grandmother, great grandma, great auntie, and that it was just
Mhm.
very interesting. And I'm grateful because we had a nice cohesiveness in my family. We passed on so many things.
Is she
They just
freezing? Is she freezing?
passed
Yeah, Mama Tawana,
the
we are
cook
losing you a little bit. You're
handful
freezing
that
up.
my ancestors had people. Uh oh, can you hear me?
You're
Yeah,
freezing.
we
Can
can
you
hear
hear
you.
me?
You know what? Here, turn off your video because that'll
Can you see me?
yeah, turn off your video though, and we
Hello?
can probably hear you better. Yes,
Huh?
turn off your
Yes, I
video.
was just grateful that I learned a lot about.
Telling you to turn off your video.
Oh,
Turn off your video.
okay. How about that? I can't hear
Okay.
her. She's frozen.
Okay, we can hear you.
I apologize. I don't know what's going on with these phones. Still frozen. I don't know if you guys can hear me. So go on.
Okay. All right. So you know how this tech stuff goes. Sometimes it freezes up and wants to cooperate, and other times it doesn't. And you know what? We keep it moving. Okay. We're going to keep it moving. Thank you so much, Tawana. And what a blessing it was that your family definitely took the time, made it important to make sure you know your family's history, number one. And then on top of that, you learn other history as well. And that you just didn't rely on the school system. So this is how we're going to do it, guys. Rolo is going to choose a number from 1 to 20. Okay, from 1 to 20. And then I am going to read the question that goes along with that number. And actually, I am going to share my screen so that you will be able to see the question as well. So I'm going to do that. All right, so go ahead and pick the first number, Rolo.
All right. Let's start with number 3.
Okay, number 3. All right, here we go. Let's go to number 3. I found a nice quiz online that has questions that has to do, it's women's history, but it's like a blend of women's history and Black women's history, right? So it'll, okay, so that's number 2. So let's go down to number 3. Okay, in 1913, in a major suffrage parade, Black women marchers were asked to march at the back of the parade or to dress in Black instead of white, or to stay home, or to march with their state delegations. Okay. So whichever one you think it is, you can drop it in the chat or write it down on your piece of paper. I'm going to be posting these questions on the live stream page. And actually, I can do that now. And that way, okay, so we took number 3 first. I'm going to, how am I going to do? You guys are going to see me doing this. Here we go. Boom.
Did you know Amber just answered in the chat?
Yes, I'm aware of that, but we're not going to say, we're not going to
Oh,
say
okay,
it.
gotcha.
Yes, sir. So keep track of your answers, Amber. I'm getting here. And I'm going to post the question. How am I going to do this? Here we go. So number 3. Okay. And they were asked, okay, It was to march at the back of the line, or, so this is A. B, let me do the spacing, or I remember C was stay home, or D, which was, so I'm gonna go back over. Let's see, where's our page at? I'm thinking by the time we do this, I'll post the other ones later. To dress in black instead of white, or to march with their state delegations. Okay. So again, keep track of your answers. Okay, here, or D. Let's see, where did it go? Here. And I think what I will do is also send a, I'll send a follow-up email, and that way I can allow people to answer via email as well.
Mhm.
There we go, D. So there we go. All right, pick the next number.
Okay. How about
Or actually, or should we pass the love around? What do you think? In other
you
words, do we
mean?
want to pick all the numbers, or do we want, let's see, we have Tanya, we have Amber, we have Tawana. Should we take turns choosing?
Yeah, I mean, let's do that. Let's just get everyone involved. That's fine.
Okay. That is true. So this is what so here's the thing. It's about the person who submits the correct answers first. So, and I'm checking back in Thursday, 8 p.m. I'll come in and take a look at the answers. Hey, Lindsay, I see you in YouTube. I'm glad that you're watching. And whoever submits the correct answers, then first, then they will get the free skate class. So let me think about it. I'm going to ask your opinion, everybody who's on here, because see, here's the thing. I was thinking, okay, give some time for people to answer because not everybody's on the live, not everybody, whatever. Should we just keep it fresh? Whoever's here, whoever's participating, whoever gets those answers in first, and that's it.
Keep it fresh.
Keep it fresh? Okay, we're going to keep it fresh, y'all. We are so going to keep it fresh then. All right, so we already have, you chose 3, right? Okay, so let's ask Tanya. Maybe you can have a secondary prize for email participants. Thank you, Amber. I love your ideas. That is awesome. Tanya, would you like to choose the next number?
Yes, number 5.
Number 5. Okay, so here we go. Number 5, number 5, number 5. What was the best-selling novel of the 19th century? Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. Uncle Tom's Cabin by Harriet Beecher Stowe. Memories of an Emancipated Slave by Charlene Morris. Or Beloved by Toni Morrison. So you can drop your answers either in the chat in the Zoom. If you're here, if you're watching via YouTube, you can drop it in the on the live stream page. Okay, get your answers in, either way. So we've asked number 3 and number 5. We have Amber. Will you choose the next one?
Sure. 8.
You said 6?
8.
8. Okay, not 6. We're doing 8. Okay, and then this is the last one that we'll do before we go into our commercial break. All right, here we go. During the Civil War, she lectured in London on the realities of American slavery. Was that Harriet Tubman, Frances Ellen Watkins Harper, Sarah Parker Remond, or Mary Ann Shadd. You can submit your answers, what you think is the correct answer. Those of you in the Zoom, if it's more convenient to drop it in the chat, you can do so. Those of you who are watching, you can definitely drop it on that live stream page. Okay, and we've asked numbers 3, 5, and 8. And so with that said, we are now, okay, it's 8:28. Well, technically we have 2 more minutes. So we could get another question in, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Mama Tawana, huh?
Yes, we got time, absolutely.
Yeah, all right. So Ms. Tawana, what number?
Can you repeat the numbers, please? Can't hear hardly.
Okay,
Hello?
just choose
Oh,
the number
Lord.
between 1 and
Hello?
20.
1 and 20?
Yes, between 1 and 20.
Number 12?
Okay, 12 it is.
Number
Thank you, Tawana. Okay, I'm gonna go and I am number 12. Ida B. Wells Barnett is best known for her work against lynching, or for public housing, or against women's suffrage, or for temperance. And that was number 12. Ida B. Wells Barnett is best known for her work against lynching, or public housing, or against women's suffrage, or for temperance. All right, submitting your answers in the chat or on the live stream page. And with that, I'm going to pop out of this and do our commercial. Let's see, here we go. Let me get out of here. Here we go. Where's my image? Here we go. All right, so rolling with the times, you know, that is Times Live. That's by Rollaway Productions. Who is Rollaway Productions? Rollaway Productions is was founded in 2014. It is changing the world through roller skating. We have 3 parts of the company. Of course, first, we offer roller skating instruction. So we teach on Saturdays in Capitol Heights, Sundays in Suitland. And you can always find that information on our website, rollawayproductions.com. You can also find information on social media, whether you're on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. You can use the handle Rollaway Productions LLC, and that'll take you to our page and our information. We also have a skate team, and that skate team, you know, offers all kinds of entertainment. So whether you need live entertainment for your wedding, for your corporate event, for your community event, all kinds of events, and you want something a little different, then you definitely want to reach out to Rollaway Productions. Again, rollawayproductions.com. And we will be happy to provide you with our service. And then we have our media aspect of the business. In 2021, we came out with our movie, Old School Rollers, that was produced in combination with a local production house, Outreach TV Network. And it's old school versus new school, but within it, there's a beautiful generational story, family centric. You can find that online and stream that online. And we also have a nonprofit. It's called Art in Motion. This is our logo for it right now, which we are going to update. We call it AIM, Art in Motion. We call it AIM. And we have 2 sides. We have the youth side, which youth programs. So we're focusing on youth mentoring. We have a junior skate mentorship. We also have the adult side where we are helping to build families through supporting families that are recovering. Okay, adults who are recovering their lives. And we, for the community, we do food distribution, and not only at AA and NA sites, but also at schools as well. So we have a broad range of activities. You can always support us on Cash App, and I'll update this with our Cash App. It's $ then Rollaway Productions. And that's how you can find us on Cash App. So with that said, I'm going to pop out of this. Okay. And let us go back to our game. So we asked number 3, number 5, number 8, number 12. And I believe it is Rolo's turn. What's the number?
Let's go with number 14.
Number 14 it is. All right. So let me do this here. Okay, 14. All right. Maggie Lena Walker of Richmond is known for her achievement as a track and field star, or silent movie actress, or bank president, or Civil War spy. Again, Maggie Lena Walker of Richmond is known for her achievement as a track and field star, a silent movie actress, a bank president, or a Civil War spy. Okay, Amber put her answer in the chat. Okay, Tanya and let's see who else is here. We have Amber, we have Tanya. And then those who are listening on the live stream page, drop your answers in the chat. We did make the decision to just go ahead and make it fresh. You got to be here, you got to be participating, and whoever has the first set of correct answers, then that is it. All right. So 3, 5, 8, 12, and 14 are all taken. Okay. Let's get another one in there. Let's cycle back around to Miss Tanya. Pick another number. Are you there still? You might have stepped away. Okay, so let's move it over to Amber. What's the next number?
Let's do 18.
18. 18 it is. Okay. 18. All right. She sold pictures titled, "I sell the shadow to support the substance." Let me read that again. She sold pictures titled, "I sell the shadow to support the substance." Who would that be? Would that be Audre Lorde, Jackie Joyner Kersee, Georgia Douglas Johnson, or Sojourner Truth? All right, Amber got her answer in there. What about Tanya? Let's see, who else did we have? I'm in the full screen right now, so when I pop out, I'll see who's in the live stream, on the live stream page. I know that Lindsay was participating. Okay, we have Soro Victoria is coming online. So we have a new participant, y'all. Yay.
Why are you contributing 10%?
All right. Let's take our next number. I think it's Tawana.
Yeah. Did we get number 7?
Number 7?
Mhm.
Okay, number 7 it is. Let's go ahead and roll back up. All right, Phyllis Wheatley is famous for being the first African-American woman millionaire, or first African-American female senator, or first published African-American poet, or first woman in America to vote in an election. All right, Phyllis Wheatley. All right, so we have, let's see, Victoria just popped in the room. So Victoria, we're doing this quiz, and let's see, we have, what time are we now? 8:38, so we'll take a few more. Here's the thing, the first person to submit all correct answers to the questions that are asked gets a free skate class from moi. That's how it goes. And so we were just on number 7. You can drop your answer in the chat since you're here in the live with us.
Can I
On the-
say one thing, Monica?
Yeah.
Not the all of the correct answers, but maybe the most correct answers? Or you want them all, do you want them all answered correctly?
Well, I want to go with all, because
okay.
there may be
Gotcha.
someone who does 100%. But if nobody answers all of them correctly, then I'll make the shift. That could be plan B.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Okay, so that's good. That's awesome. Thank you for that alternative.
Mm-hmm.
So first, we're going to see who answers all correct. And if nobody does, then we're going to go for the most correct.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, cool. And just to recap, we have asked, let's see, we did number 3, 5, 7, 8, 12, 14, and 18. Okay. Of course, the last one actually stated was number 7, which I have on the screen here, about Phyllis Wheatley. Okay, let's go ahead and take the next one. And I'd like to ask Victoria, choose a number between 1 and 20 that has not been chosen yet. I just said the ones that were. Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, 20? Okay.
yeah,
Yes, you
said
put it in the
20.
chat. Got it. Okay, so let's go to 20, guys. Scrolling down. Here we go. Number 20, the first African-American woman lawyer admitted to the bar in the US, was a key figure in the Brown versus Board of Education case, or married a newspaper publisher and wrote many articles on civil rights. That's option B. Or became a leader in the temperance movement, or moved to New York and taught public school in Brooklyn. So that's interesting. So I'll read that one again, give us a little bit more time. The first African-American woman lawyer admitted to the bar in the US. Okay, was she a key figure in the board of the Brown versus Board of Education case? Or married a newspaper publisher and wrote many articles on civil rights? Or became a leader in the temperance movement? Or moved to New York and taught public school in Brooklyn? All right, so let us do a couple more. Let's cycle back to, Tanya, did you come back to the line? Tanya's here. If you're not able to speak, but you do hear, you can drop the number in the chat as well. We will see it. If you would like to select.
Let me go with 10.
All right, number 10. All right, so we're going to scroll up to number 10. Okay. First Black female astronaut, Mae Jemison, said she was inspired by I Spy, Julia, Their Eyes Were Watching God, or Star Trek. Okay, Amber dropped her answer. Okay, Tanya and Victoria, you can drop your answers in the chat, or you can put them on the live stream page if you choose to do that instead. But get the answers in somewhere so I can take a look. And the first person who has all, I'm going to do it all correct, okay, gets the free skate class. And if nobody gets them all correct, then I'll just look to see who has the most correct. All right. So that was number 10. And let's go to Miss. All right, Victoria, she got her answer in there as well. Let's go back to Miss Amber.
Let's do number, let's see, 16.
16 it is. All right, number 16, she was U.S. Ambassador to New Zealand. Was that Carol Moseley Braun, or Fanny Elsler, or Josephine San Martin, or Hattie Caraway? Who was U.S. Ambassador to New Zealand? Carol Moseley Braun, or Fanny Elsler, or Josephine San Martin, or Hattie Caraway? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. I think we'll take one more question, Rollo.
Okay. All right. You want me to get the number?
Yeah.
Let's go with number 1.
No, hey, number 1. Let's do it. Here we go. She said Sojourner Truth was a bridge. Harriet Tubman was a bridge. So who is this she? Is it, we have a lot of selections here. Is it Oprah Winfrey? A. B would be Marian Wright Edelman. Or C, Maya Angelou. D, Eleanor Roosevelt. E, Michelle Obama. Or F, Rosa Parks. Who said Sojourner Truth was a bridge? Harriet Tubman was a bridge. Oprah, Marian Wright Edelman, Maya Angelou, Eleanor Roosevelt, Michelle Obama, or Rosa Parks. Okay. All right, all right, all right, all right. So I am eager to look through the answers and see who either got them all or most correct. And whoever that is, you've got a free skate class on me. Hey now. So I'm
All
excited to
right.
see who
All
that
right.
is going to be. Let me go ahead and stop our share, pop out of this. Oh, actually, no, let me do this. What I realized that I did, Rollo,
Uh-huh.
is my intention was, and actually I even said it first, just to state some facts and then go into stuff. And then I went off on a tangent on a discussion because that just like literally landed like, wait a minute, this is, are we even integrating this stuff in our homes? Let's have that discussion. But seeing as how we still have 13 minutes, I think what I want to do is just give a few facts. I don't even have to say all 5 facts that are here, but just a few facts about women's history. And then also a couple of facts about International Women's Day. That is on March 8th every year. So here are a couple of things. So first of all, Women's History Month can trace its roots back to 1857. 1857. So there's some trivia for you right there. Okay. During this time, women from various New York City factories protested poor working conditions. Okay. So we can trace that back, 1857, New York, women saying, We're not taking it anymore. These poor working conditions. All right. So even with that being the case, the first Women's Day celebration in the US was in 1909. Okay. So how did it go? Okay, became a local week-long celebration in Santa Rosa, California. Okay. And then it became in 1978, the Education Task Force of the Sonoma County Commission on the Status of Women planned a celebration that corresponded with International Women's Day. And the movement took off across the country. So here I do want to make a point, and then I'm going to skip over to a couple of facts about International Women's Day. Often these celebrations that we have here, especially when they originate here in the States, in the United States, often they start as just a day or a week celebration. And it takes an act of Congress to recommend to the president to make a proclamation that it then becomes a month thing. So for example, Hispanic Heritage Month, that started as just a week observance, if you will, in California. But the representative in California made it an issue in Congress, and then it became a resolution in Congress that then said to the president, you should make this, you should proclaim this as a month. And the presidents did that. Okay. And actually they do it every year. It's something that's annually renewed. So that's just some random stuff for you. Okay, let's skip over to International Women's Day. In 1909, okay, 15,000 women protested in New York City for the first National Women's Day. They were fighting for labor and voting rights. And then in 1910, the attendees of the International Conference of Working Women voted unanimously to approve International Women's Day. It was honored for the first time in March 1911. A couple of years later, they made it March 8th. And then the United Nations celebrated it for the first time in 1975. So a full 64 years later.
Mm. Wow.
And then in 2011, International Women's Day celebrated its 100-year centenary. Celebrations took place in Austria, Denmark, Germany, and Switzerland, which were the same countries that held the first event 100 years earlier.
Mm.
So that's interesting. So those are some, there are a lot of facts and things and activities that you can do. I just did some searching earlier. I found an article, 22 ways to celebrate International Women's Day. Here was an article on 36 activities you can do to celebrate Women's History Month. And so for those of you looking for things to do in your own right, or looking for a way to, I'm trying to stop the share here and get out of this thing. Those of you looking for activities that you can do, if you have children, or if you're a teacher, if you're a leader in any right, then it's just Google away. You can find ideas. Now, for some reason, this share is not stopping. And I don't know why. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to go do this. I think what's happening is, okay, so now my laptop is freezing and doing that circle thing. I don't know if you guys can see it. You can't.
Mm.
All right, so what I'm going to do is, okay, are you going to stop? Stop. Stop sharing.
We don't see anything on this end.
I know you don't. I can see on the screen on my phone that you guys don't see, but it doesn't matter. What's happening is I'm not able to click out of this right now.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop out of the Zoom that way. Let's see if that'll, and then I'm going to go into the participants. Let's see. And I'm I'm going to remove co-host. There we go. Okay, but it's still showing that way. There it is. Okay, boom. All right, so I just went ahead and came out of the laptop. And so here we are back on the phone. So here we are, 8:53. We have a few minutes before we are closing out. I am delighted that you all joined us tonight. Amber, of course, Tawana, Tanya, Lindsay, she was in the live stream page. We have Victoria. Let's see who else is here. Thank you for coming out. I hope that you learned some new facts, have an encouragement, some things to think about when it comes to women's celebrating women in your lives and in your households. And there you go. So does anyone have anything to say? You want to chime in on something or talk about something? We have some time here. What do you say, Rolo?
I know that I learned something. So, it was educational for me. I think you did a great job in commentating. But yeah, I just wanted to thank everyone that did, come aboard and join us and take an hour of their time to hang out with us. And yeah, I think it was good, educational, Mhm.
Yes, indeed. So who do we have still with us? We have Tanya's here, of course, Tawana, Victoria, and Amber. Let's hear from you guys. How are y'all doing? Was that beneficial in any way, or let's get some feedback?
It was fun. You did a great job.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's very good. I loved it.
All right. All right. All right. And I'm looking forward to just looking through the answers and finding out who answered the most correct, either all or most. And then I will reach out to you. Now I know, let's see, Amber, let's see, Tanya and Victoria. How did you find your way here? Are you getting the newsletter already, or did you click in through Instagram?
I just so happened to check my email. And I was like, oh, this looks interesting. Let me join in.
Great. And Tanya, how did you find us? Tanya?
That was Tanya.
I thought that was Victoria.
No, that was Tanya that just answered.
Okay, great. Thank you, Tanya. So you're already on the list. Victoria? I really thought that was Victoria. I was that name lit up for me while she was talking.
She
Newsletter.
said
Okay, great. So you
newsletter.
guys are on the
Newsletter.
newsletter. That's what I really needed to know. So it's easy to get a hold of you.
Mhm.
Let's see. So I can announce the winner. All right, all right, all right, all right. So we can either we can actually close out, or we can take it to 9 o'clock on the dot. What do you say, Rolo?
I think our job here is done. We got our questions answered. We have a winner in there somewhere. And I just want to close out by saying, we don't know enough about our Black history. And I think that was very important that, we have people that tuned in and actually care. We don't have enough of that either. A lot of people just don't care where we came from. Those facts are important, but you guys that all tuned in, thank you. And I seen, especially you, Amber, you were answering every single question, and you were like right on it. So I'm curious. I'm curious.
Yes, me
I
Yes.
was guessing. I was guessing. I was
You
just trying to
rolling.
be first.
Yeah, so I'm curious. And someone else was, I think it was Tanya or
She was
Victoria.
rolling.
Yeah, they were rolling too. So it should be great, but it's good to have our people to participate in their history. Because if you don't know your history, then you don't have a future. Yeah, and that's just what I believe. So
Yes. Well, Beautiful words. We can look, we can end it right there. So thank you to all who have come live on the Zoom and who are on the live stream page right now. I know Lindsay was there. I didn't get a chance to see who else was there. So I'll be looking at the comments and greet you. So thank you for coming out. So again, this is Rolling with the Times Live. It is the voice of Rollaway Productions LLC. We are changing the world through roller skating. And we do that. Um, we offer roller skating instruction. On Saturdays, we're in Capitol Heights. Sundays, we are in Suitland. We also perform. We come out and do live events, all kinds of live events, from your wedding and birthdays to corporate events to community events. We can provide excitement for whatever kind of event that you are looking for. And then we offer quality family entertainment as well. You can find our movie Old School Rollers on the Outreach TV network, online as well, and stream that online. We have a nonprofit, Art in Motion, also called AIM. And so we are supporting the family, the youth and family. Through the youth, we have a youth leadership program, or really junior skate leadership program. And then we also, on the family side, we offer food distribution at local AANA sites in Maryland and DC. And we have other activities coming up as well. So you should keep up with us and stay in touch. You can find us on social media. You can use the handle Rollaway Productions LLC, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. You can always find us. You can get on our newsletter as well. The text service that we had has been changed by our email provider. So the best way to do it would actually be to go to our website, rollawayproductions.com, and then just submit to join the site. I think that's how it appears on, and I get that on the back end, and I just add you to our newsletter. That way you can always get our weekly updated links, all of our information, all of the links for everything that you need. And for everything that we are doing. And so with that said, thank you for joining. I'm co-host Monica Charisse, and we also have co-host Rollo. And then we have Mrs. Davis. Okay, Miss Rollo is on the line as well. Tawana D is in the house tonight. Our master, I like to say master beginner skater trainer. When you come to class, and if you're beginning or just getting back on your skates after who knows how long, Tawana D will absolutely take care of you. Okay, so with that said, let's go ahead and close out. Thank you. Have a beautiful night.